Hey, Bobby, are you on? Hey, so, I clicked on the link and I think everything's fine, but will it not actually pop up like our faces until 9? Okay, it's coming. It's coming. Yeah, it's coming. Yeah, it's all coming.
I'm here, Matt.
Yeah, good, Mike. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure. Okay, thanks. Yeah, April did something, yeah. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm getting ready for this meeting, so can you email her? Or yeah, whatever, to sort it out. Okay, great. Thank you. Yeah, bye. How's it going, Mike?
I am not unwell.
Can you see me?
No,
Yeah.
I just saw Bobby Joe, but I didn't see you.
Hi, Mike.
Hello.
There's Matt.
Oh, there he is. Now I do.
Yep. Mike, are you working? Are you working from home?
I am, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is it
We're
hard
trying-
or you getting stuff done?
Yeah, I'm actually, I think I'm more efficient here. There's not as many distractions.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can start earlier and, just get stuff done and, which affords me the opportunity to, do other things throughout the day.
Right.
Morning.
Eddie,
Like
good morning.
Here.
Okay.
I said like ride bikes.
Yeah, I just bought a bike.
Yeah, nice.
So I'm like, well, now that Quinn knows how to ride and I'm like, I'm not going to run and chase him. So I might as well buy a bike and try to keep up with him. So they're hard to come by. Like they're in short supply. I had to go to Portland.
No kidding. Yeah.
So
Did you try Matthews first over in Oakland?
no.
That's how thoroughly you searched.
Yeah. I went to one place, they didn't have it. So I went somewhere else.
From Portland. Hey, Flavia.
Hi, good morning.
Nice. Good morning. It'll be nice to meet you in person one day.
Oh, I know. Soon, hopefully.
Hopefully. Yep. So Mike's dialing in. Sarah is boxed in, but she's not going to join us. So we're just waiting on Meg. Oh, and Andy, the city engineer, too.
And just to be clear, you did send all the documents that we're going to review.
Yeah, and I should be able to pull them up. I'm stressing out a little bit over that, but I think it's pretty easy. I just hope they're all right, still open. So yeah, I think I can share everything here too.
I'm sure if Mike can do it, I'm sure you can do it.
Yeah. Thank you.
How fast, Mike?
Don't worry. I'm listening. I'm just listening.
I wasn't trying to hide it. I knew you were there.
Hey, hi guys. Hi, Meg.
Hey,
Yeah.
Meg.
There were a couple times last week during our meeting, Mike, where you just would you were back checking papers or something and you leaned a certain way and your head disappeared into the back.
It's all to do with the background.
Okay, well, I think we're all here, you guys. My
Great.
person that's missing is Andy. I don't know whether we wait or get rolling. I'd like to get rolling if that's okay.
Yeah, I'll have Sarah remind him.
Yep. So
Yep.
Oh, here he is. I'll wait. Just he's here now. So
Okay, good. And you think you can pull those things up, Matt? You're going to try
Oh.
anyway.
I think so.
All right. So I leave for a day to go to the Forks and it's 92 degrees. What happened? Was it that warm here?
It was
Yeah.
so hot. Yeah, it was.
Don't worry, it'll be snowing next week.
Yeah, really.
It's supposed to be close to as warm today.
Okay.
Hey, Andy, you there?
I'm here.
All right. Here we go.
Okay. Yeah. Here we go. So, thank you for joining us, everyone. It's nice to see everybody's face. I'm sorry we can't meet in person. We're all here this morning. You guys know this meeting is streaming live because of the number of folks that we have, which is good because, you know, there's a lot of information that we need to share with everybody, not just the city council.
Mhm.
So we have an agenda. Let's see if I can just pull that up real quick here. Everyone can see this?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Matt.
Can you see the whole, can you see the whole?
See?
Yeah.
You see,
Yeah.
Mike, I told you he could do it.
I know.
So
You taught him well.
it's the only thing about the meeting that I've been stressing about is this technology piece and pulling things up. So I'd like to follow this as closely as we can. And I think the best place to start before we get into, you know, potential renovations at the pool is to do something formal and you know, in terms of not opening the outdoor pool this year, largely due to COVID, but I also put together this, if I can find it. Stop share.
You're talking about the business plan, Matt?
No, this memo.
Oh, the memo.
Now, can we see this?
Yep.
Okay, so what we did, folks, is that we highlighted recommendations from both the governor, the state of Maine, and the CDC, highlighting the reasons why the outdoor pool should not open this year. And to me and Bobby and the rest of the staff, it's clear. And I don't know, we don't need to read through this all right now. The big points are the number of people in one area at once. They're strongly recommending, both the state and CDC, that specifically public pools, outdoor pools, not open to the public this summer. So I don't really feel safe going against the grain there. And that's not even considering the current condition of the pool. So I guess first, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. If you mind sharing them, does that sound right with you? I hope it does.
Yeah, I mean, I think anytime that you, close something that, people do look forward to, and, this is probably one of those things because it's, I think people can have a hard time because it's an outdoor activity and, that's go outdoors and, that's the guidance, keep the distance. But I mean, I think it's difficult to do at the pool and I certainly understand it. And yeah, I mean, I think people are going to be disappointed and, kids are going to be disappointed, but I think that it's the right thing to do. Given where we are and not knowing where we're going to be able to be. It's a huge gamble for us to spend the money and the time to get this thing up and running, to operate at, 30 to 50, maybe 75 on, by the end of the summer, capacity and, really just take more of a hit than we typically do in a year. So
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's a tough decision, but I think it's the right one.
Thanks, Mike. I appreciate that because it is true. It would cost, I think in the memo, I share our projections for what we would bring in revenue based on the restrictions and what it costs to run it. And we would be, I promise we'd be in the neighborhood of at least a $50,000 loss. There's no way we could earn more than not losing $50,000. So that just kind of reinforces the decision. So looks like most of you guys are nodding your heads and in agreement, but you're welcome to take a look at the resolution and memo. Mike will be sending it out today, so it will be before you guys on Tuesday night, correct, Mike?
I'll send it out tomorrow, Matt.
Tomorrow, okay.
Yeah, but there will be a resolution on the council agenda to formally take action to close the pool. That way, as Matt said, the public knows ahead of time. And
Right.
I
And
mean,
this came up at a budget meeting and I didn't hear any objections from anybody.
right.
Right.
Okay, very good.
Unfortunately, but it's true, one huge benefit to doing this will be the ability to rebuild the pool and make sure it's ready next June. The people that we've had working on the design really warned us that if we waited until the end of the summer when the pool closed and then they started in, they were not going to be able to guarantee that it would be ready by June, what, 15, Matt? Usually June
right.
15th or so. They weren't able to guarantee that for next year. So that's the other benefit to this.
Okay, thank you. So that leads us right into the review of the project budget. So let me just pull that up first so I can focus on budget summary.
You want to go over the actual map, though? I mean, the overhead view of what's going to change and then go to the budget?
We can, sure. I can pull that up. But I'd like to, just because this meeting is public, I'd like to just summarize things for folks a little bit, and it might help the council too. And this is all found in the RFP. So in the spring of 2016, we noticed that the pool, the facility, the structures, the systems, that being the pumps and the filtration, were really starting to deteriorate at a rapid rate. So we solicited proposals from outside firms to do a study for us. This was in 2016. The study came back, and clearly it showed a lot of problems, both with the physical and mechanical structures. So that led us to, the most serious problem was with the slides. Physically, the stairs and the slides themselves were unsafe, so they needed to be replaced. So we went through the process of the RFP process. We selected the contractor. And while we had some problems with the contractors, what we have for the city of Waterville, that slide structure it's a Cadillac. It's going to be around, we'll maintain it just to the specifications that it's supposed to be. It will and should be there for 20 years. So I'm very proud of that structure. We had some headaches along the way, which isn't uncommon with projects like that. It's a unique project, but the product that we have up there, we should all be very proud of. So, yes, go ahead.
Matt, I just want to mention that that's on the agenda also for next week, so the counselors know that we've reached the settlement with the contractor for the slide construction. They had filed a claim against the city for a change order, adding more money to the project. We resisted that. And in fact, we had our own claim against them. So those of you who've been on the council for a while, remember that we talked with Bill Lee back in January about this. And we were told then, if we could reach a settlement where each side agrees to withdraw their claims, that the council would be okay with that approach. So that's on your agenda for next Tuesday night, is the approval of that final settlement.
Yeah. Okay, so just getting back to the study in 16. So we, like I said, bringing you up to speed, we had the slides done, we're in good shape. So then in 2019, we went out and solicited bids again for preliminary engineering for phase 2. Now phase 2 is everything except for the slides. So it's the bathhouse, it's the snack shack, it's the kiddie pool, it's the spray pad, and it's the main pool. So this, what we're seeing here, can everyone see this on a full screen? Does that look okay?
Hey, Matt,
Yeah.
could you rotate it 1/4 turn clockwise?
I don't know.
Go to view. I'm an expert at this stuff.
Keep
You-
trying to scroll your
Holy
screen, Matt.
smokes, Yoda. This is awesome.
No,
Rotate view.
You want me to rotate it once to the right?
Just go down to rotate view. Nope, click on rotate view.
Hold on.
Up.
You guys can see.
There. Clockwise. 1.
Bro.
Yay.
Hey, wait a minute.
All right,
Welcome.
Mike. Take
Since-
everything back, Mike.
I,
So the firm the firm that put this together for us was Weston and Sampson. They were the same firm that, they did the original study for us in 2016. They also bid on the slide pool, but were not the winning bidder. They've been very involved with the city over the last, it's going to be 5 years now. So I just want to make sure everyone understands this is preliminary engineering. We don't have to build specs. I think we signed a contract with Weston and Sampson for X amount. They provided us with, cost estimates, which we'll get into in a little bit, layout, potential revenues and those types of items. I don't have the contract in front of me. So Yeah, so here we are. The first concepts that we got were back in June of 2019. We got 3 concepts, and I know that Councillor Morris and Councillor Smith, we viewed those, we looked at those concepts together. We kind of came to consensus on one, and the budget number for that one was 4.6 million. So that's a lot of money. So, you know, the economy and the climate and the virus, you know, we all started thinking more about, do we really need a pool that's, well, that's that expensive? Can we afford it? I don't think we can. So this budget, this pool right here, this layout, the features within come to, and we'll look at the budget in a minute, come to a budget of about just under 3.3 million. So physically, here we are coming through the bathhouse. Everyone's been to the pool, I know. I've seen most of you there. In fact, I saw Eric there the other day. So that was the first time. So what we've eliminated from the $4.6 million budget is one additional wading pool, all landscaping, all fence work, all cast in place walls. We have a different system that we're going to be doing on the deck that I'll explain later. And we remove the stormwater treatment system, but we don't need a stormwater system plan now, because much of this area that was concrete before is going to be grass with deck drains and whatnot to take care of the runoff. So that's where we saved about 1.3 million to bring us to the 3.3. So
Can you show us where the kiddie pool, where that has changed?
right. So as you come through the gate, we had 2 kiddie pools right here, one here and one here. And of course, this is the spray pad. So these are gone. And what we're proposing to do is put a 20 by 30 kiddie pool, also known as a wading pool, over here. So it'll be about the same size as the 2 that are there now combined, so a decent size. It'll have 1 or 2 of the little features like the whale, you know, or the turtle. These are really fun things. It may sound silly to people listening, I don't know, but a lot of the folks that come in, the young parents, the young children, this is where they want to be, because their kids aren't big enough to go to the slides, and they're not even big enough to come into our activity pool or our lap pool. So it's important, right, Councillor Smith?
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
So one of the concepts that we saw when we were trying to trim down the budget eliminated all the kiddie pools. So it only left the 0 entry and these, and I couldn't accept that, because I've been there enough with my own children that this is where kids grow up and they aspire, they watch their siblings on the bigger features and the bigger pool. So we got to have it, it's in, and we're still under 3.3, which is the number I wanted to see us come in under. There was a shade structure down here. They were calling it a pergola, that's gone. But the 20 by 30 shade structure, it's post and beam style. It will be just through the bathhouse. I bet we can fit 15 or 20 full-size picnic tables under here. It'll be a huge improvement on shade to the little carport structure that we had over here. So yeah, I mean, again, this is preliminary engineering, so I can't answer all the questions about concrete decking, although I can tell you that all the decking, 6-foot decking around all the pool, 4-foot decking here, it's all going to be new. So we're going to be in really good shape there. And of course, these pathways, these concrete pathways to the new slide pool are new.
And Matt,
Yep.
I'm sorry, but I forget, on the splash pad,
Yep.
is that in or out?
No, that's out. There's nothing here right now. So this could be a phase situation where, you know, if revenues exceed and we have a designated account that we're putting money in away, this could be a spray pad once again, or it could be another shade structure. I'm actually more in favor of it being another shade structure. We've got to have more shade out there. Another large shade structure. Yep, so the spray pad is out. It's failing. It's just
Okay.
no way. There's no way to do it.
And the kids will have the kiddie pool.
Correct. The kids will have the kiddie pool here. So this is for kids that can walk basically up until say 4, maybe 5. and then they can move over here. This new zero entry is going to be, it's not going to be bigger, but there are going to be 2 features. We might keep a mushroom, although that cascading mushroom, which is really cool. The kids love that. And then, or something different. And then maybe like a bucket over here, one of those big buckets that fills up like you've seen at Funtown. That's fun too. So this zero entry area will look different too.
So of the zero entry area, the other pool and then the lane pool, does the shape of that entire area change at all?
No, it's the same footprint or shell. And
Okay.
The system that we're proposing is called MYRTHA, MYRTHA. And what they do is basically they fabricate stainless steel sleeves that they coat with PVC, and the walls are warranted for 25 years. But if we were to order now, it takes several months for them to build it. So that's why this meeting is important to take place now, where we need a nod or some type of a formal go ahead on our portion of the budget. So, but let's finish. If you guys, do folks have questions about the way that things are set up physically? It does, the new budget, the $3.3 million budget does include up to $50,000 in upgrades to the bathhouse, which are most all related to the ADA requirements that are not being met. So yeah, I'm totally open for questions. I'd like to take a look at the budget when we're ready. But I feel that working with the folks from Weston and Sampson, they've been up for 3 site visits. You know, we met a few times with counselors, maybe not enough, but I feel really good about the physical layout of the facility. Just the way that we're looking at it. I think it will be a great setup because it doesn't change that much because the pool's been in place for 21 years now and the pool works really well. While it failed before it should have, things physically were laid out in a really nice flow. It's a nice situation. Of course, the snack shack's down here. We've got a nice grass area here. At some point, I would like to push the fence back. There is room to do that, to make it a little bit bigger for folks with umbrellas and blankets. But I think physically it's set up well, so we didn't change much there. Take a look at the budget.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so these are the big ones. These are, we did get a much more detailed budget that I'm happy to share with you, but these are the big numbers. The biggest one being special construction, the 1.7. See here, the total 3.3, so half. That's the MYRTHA system or program, I'll call it. The warranted, fabricated walls and sides and flooring that have really, it's been, I'm not sure how long it's been around, this program, but I know that there are dozens of pools in the Northeast in a climate like ours where operators are happy. They're not testing their warranty. They're seeing their pools hold up just as they should, I guess.
Well,
So
we know that the new pool in the new Colby Athletic Center is going to be a MYRTHA pool.
Yeah.
Even though it's indoor versus outdoor, I think it's still a good vote of confidence that that same system is being used up there.
it is all, that's new construction. So they do both new and retro. It would be a retro, and there are a lot of retros that have stood up well. And I'm happy to share the other. We did get multiple concepts we got 3 different budgets using cast in place, shotcrete, and then the MYRTHA, which are all different systems. And they were all in the same ballpark within, I don't know, Eric, if you remember, or Mike, I know that you saw those budgets, but I think they were all within $400,000 or $500,000. And I think that what we're getting with MYRTHA and the warranty, for me, it's a no-brainer. The maintenance, the lessened maintenance, everything, the durability, the safety. I think that this is the system for us.
Matt, I'm going to forward you a link to, I found a video. Looks like they used that system for the Olympic pools in Rio in 2016. And there's a quick video showing how they build them.
Okay.
It might be good to send around to counselors because I think it gives a good idea of how sturdy they are.
Good, great. As long as it supports my case, I'll take it and I'll share it. No. Yeah, so that 1.7, so that's the Murtha system and the kiddie pool. The kiddie pool goes for about, the 20 by 30 kiddie pool is about 300,000. So, and the Murtha is about 1.5. So that's large. Go ahead.
Matt?
Yep.
And we got to look to see if there are any other expense items that we're not thinking about. One is probably an amount for a clerk of the works, someone that the city could hire to oversee the construction of this thing. If that's not already going to be provided under the contract we sign with whoever it is, then we may want to have a third party on the scene. It's a lot of money, and it's something that we use at the library project, and maybe also the police station construction, hiring our own person to oversee the construction. So I think we're going to need, or we should, add an amount to cover that. I'm not sure what that amount will be, but we can find that out before the council takes a final approval on a budget. But we should think carefully about any other things that might not be included here, that like paving the parking lot, that's in good shape, right? So we shouldn't have any need for that.
No, there shouldn't be. We did talk like before about where we're at right now with the engineering that we've had done and with Weston and Sampson. So there might be an overage there that we need to include, but I don't have the accounting on that right now.
Right. And in regards to the fencing and landscaping, we should find out what it's going to look like when the contractor's all done, and are we going to have to go in and do anything to kind of...
Yeah, they do include final grading, shaping, looming, and seeding of all areas that were under construction. So you're right. We need to take a closer look at that to see where we'll end up. But I think we're going to end up. We're not removing any trees. The berms, folks, you know, those, I'm going to call them silly grass berms, those will be removed. But there will be more grass, especially up in this area, which I think will be nice. And the grass isn't going to cause more maintenance. It really doesn't. We keep it cut. We suck it up, so there aren't many clippings. And I'd much rather have grass than all that concrete. I think there's way too much concrete up here.
And Bobby, do you see anything from someone that's there almost every day?
No, I don't see anything else, Mike. I definitely agree with Matt. There's way too much concrete up there, so having more grass space, people will appreciate that.
Okay, well, moving along, we're going to take a look at the timeline here with the RFP, because time is of the essence.
Eric, thank you for sending that video. It was neat.
Okay. Yeah, so there isn't a share here for the timeline. It's on the agenda. So let me grab the agenda.
It's on the agenda, right? Yeah.
Okay, Mike, you wanna kind of share with folks what's been done in terms of the RFP?
Yes. Matt and I worked really hard over the last couple of weeks to get the request for proposals out. So those went out last Thursday, I believe. And we sent it to 5 different companies. Am I right on that, Matt? 5?
Yeah, 4 or 5.
4 or 5 companies to get pricing back. The key date is when those bids will come in, June 11th. We've planned that so that we can present something to the council at your June 16th meeting. Because the sooner the city can decide on a contractor, the sooner we could hire the Murtha components. We were told that those won't if we were to go with the MRSA system, those can't be delivered until November or so.
Yeah, they said December, but right. It's gonna take
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm hoping for November. And so we need to move as quickly as possible. Of course, there's a lot of work that can be done before November, a lot of demolition work and other work. But in terms of the pool components, those are going to take a long time to order. The sooner we do that, the more certain we'll be about being in a new place next June. So that is planned for the council meeting on the 16th, hopefully to accept a bid. With work beginning again, hopefully in July, no later than August, and of course the project completion next June. It's I think an accelerated schedule, but I think it's one that we can do. And we need to take advantage of the fact that the place is shut down this summer. So we've done our best to try to get those bids out. And then when they come in on June 11th, we'll review them, maybe with the committee also at that time, and get ready for the council meeting the following week.
So Mike,
Yeah, I want.
have we nailed down what the city's share of this project will be?
Not quite yet, no. I have a conference call tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday, right? Tomorrow, with the Alphon Foundation. Of course, they've agreed to fund part of the pool replacement. The amount that they approved earlier was based on that much bigger budget that we talked about last year, the 4.6 million. So I'm planning on talking with them tomorrow at 1 to get a commitment from them as to what they feel is their appropriate level of funding.
That's really the biggest question mark, for me. I mean, we'd like to get a positive nod
Right.
there.
It's hard certainly would be hard for the council to make a decision without having some clarity on that.
Right. Well, I think that we certainly will have some by June 16th. That's when the budget really needs to be final, when we hire a contractor. Hopefully we'll know well before and we can talk and get ready. And of course, this pool item is part of the bigger bond that we're talking about for August, September. And actually the biggest item in the bond issue. So we need it for that also.
So when would there be a vote on the bond?
It could very possibly be that meeting of June 16th.
That soon?
Because the bond, determines our debt service, and our debt service is part of our annual budget starting July 1. So I'm thinking, and this is without talking to the finance committee, but my thoughts are we take a first vote on next year's budget on June 16th with a second vote whenever, whether we want to schedule a special meeting before July 1 to take a second and final vote, or if there's still a lot of things up in the air, we don't
Right.
have to.
But we'd be making a commitment, Mike, but we wouldn't actually be getting into the details of the bond and voting to approve that until the fall, right?
Oh, no, I think that we're going to need to approve the bond issue by August so that we can borrow the money in September and have it available.
Right.
Because we're going to start spending serious money, 500,000 of which is currently ongoing with the Chafton Road. And I've been very concerned that they're going to come forward, DOT is, and say, you pledged your share of 500,000, where is it? Well, we're borrowing it. We're going to have it soon. And then we're going to have a contractor doing the pool, hopefully, who will start work before September. There's going to be bills for that. So the bond has to be done by September, I think.
This is kind of a separate conversation, but are we going to start seeing, I saw on the planning board agenda that they're building a parking lot out there on Trafton Road. Do we have any projections to start seeing revenue in that TIF anytime soon?
No idea yet of what new value may be created, but it's a good question to pursue, Eric. I'll find out if there's any way of knowing. Well, they've already missed the billing cycle for next budget year because they had to be value in place on April 1st, remember? In order to get a bill in August, with no value on April 1st and up on the Trafton Road, and there's no bill in August, therefore no revenue in our next budget year.
Okay, again, separate conversation, but we should probably talk about getting a TIF committee meeting together soon to talk about
Yeah.
this and what's going on downtown.
Actually, I'd like to hold the finance committee too, Eric, probably after the council meeting next week.
Okay, so the last item on the agenda is the business plan, and I messaged folks yesterday about this being a draft and not wanting to get into too many details in this format, not because we don't want to be transparent, but because I really want to have input from you folks on things like potential changes in policies in order to increase revenues at the pool. We all understand what a great resource, amazing resource this is for a town like this. But the city of Waterville doesn't want to be, we don't want to be in the red with, with providing the service to other folks. I'll just put it that way. So there are things that we can do that we haven't done in the past in terms of seeing our revenues go up. But so just for format purposes, it was Councilor Morris and Councilor Thomas who really got us going on this, and it's a great idea. We've got to have it, but it's going to take work. I don't want to just throw projected revenues at folks that aren't based on anything. I want them to be realistic. For example, some potential ways that we could raise revenues at the pool is to sub out the snack shack. We could bring in another food truck and charge them rent or a percentage of their revenues collected. We could not allow folks to bring their own food and drink in. We could rent umbrellas. We could rent lockers. There's a lot we can do, and I don't have numbers on it. And of course, we can take a look at our fee system as well. It is very affordable. Family of 4. Waterville residents, Bobby, is it $50 or is it $40?
50.
50. And out of town, family of 4 is 100.
Yes.
So those are our biggest sources of revenue. Well, the family resident and the family resident and the non-resident family. Those are the two biggest pots of revenue for the facility. And another idea, with that slide structure, it's just kind of off the charts cool. There could be an additional fee for that. Again, these are just ideas. I'm putting them out there. I don't mind sharing them publicly because it is something that we have to consider. The budget is so tight at the pool, but we want to maintain the mission kind of and the philosophy behind the foundation that helps support us up there, where we don't want to price people out. So we're careful of that. And we're also careful to take care of Waterville residents. We have scholarship applications, so we don't turn any residents of Waterville away from Pasco. Very proud to say that. So we record those numbers too.
Matt, did you send us this document?
I know I sent it to Councilor Morris. I think that might have been it, but I can definitely, actually, Bobby just updated it a half hour before the meeting, so I'll kick it right out to you after. I'd love feedback on it too. And I think, sorry to interrupt, but that I'd like to meet with the recreation committee and share this. I'm sorry, Eric, that you're not on it, but I mean, you should definitely be part of the process too.
That's all right. I don't mind not having another meeting. I guess we just need to see, we're basically doubling the cost of operating this facility by borrowing this money. Plus whatever obligation we may have to put money aside because of the money we're getting from the Alphon Foundation. And so I guess I would need to see like a breakdown. Here's our projected expenses, everything. here's our projected revenue under different models. And what we would have to do for numbers for this facility to break even, which is where I doubt we're gonna end up actually breaking even just on the fees, but it's at least an interesting exercise to see where the fees would need to be to break even.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see it too.
And then, then the council can make an educated, decision about where those fees should be and how much of this cost of this facility we should be subsidizing. And honestly, it's also something good to show to residents so they understand, especially if the fees increase substantially, we can explain why that happened. Or if we break out certain things like the slides, are an additional fee, people will understand why that is. I mean, if people can, obviously we're not Fun Town, but if people can operate facilities like that and make money, we should be able to operate this facility and come close to breaking even.
I agree.
Yeah. And, I mean, I've said it, I think I said it in our first, committee meeting is that, we've got to get a way to get this open through Labor Day. Like it just has, like, we have to give people more bang for the buck because, school gets ready to start, a lot of child cares and camps are done. Parents are taking vacation and, a lot of people don't go anywhere and they want to go to the pool and they can't, and it's, sure as heck that, like it's that last week or week and a half after it closes, it's the hottest time of the year. And, and it's like, it's beautiful and nobody goes and everybody drives by and it's like, why can't this, that gate just be open? And, so we've got to exhaust every avenue, every stone to make sure that we get this open through Labor Day. Cause that would be, another additional couple of weeks, which, supports, increases, and increases are going to have to happen. I mean, it's just the way that this is going to have to be, I think. And, but we need to be able to give them, offer something else, so, yeah, I don't know.
Will we have those numbers in time for the council meeting that we're going to discuss this at?
Well, I don't think I can have them in time for the June 2nd meeting next week.
No, but by the time we actually vote yay or nay, we're going to borrow money for this.
I think it's important to, Eric. We'll do, again, there'll be projections, but I'd actually like to talk to you about a few things specifically. And there are other people, there's folks in Bangor that I want to talk to about some specifics, like real numbers. So yeah, we'll have a much better handle on a business plan in a couple weeks. Yeah.
And Matt, I'm sorry, I'm looking back. This pool is this pool still heated?
It will be. Yeah, the main pool, the big pool, for probably just for the month of June and maybe the first week.
From the zero entry to the lap, that whole structure will be heated.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
And the savings, if we were to pull that out, are, I shouldn't say inconsequential, but I can't remember, Mike. I think it was $10,000 or $15,000.
Yeah, I already asked that question and it wasn't big enough.
No, I wasn't
justify
asking. I wasn't asking to pull it out. I was asking because that's a feature. When you look at when I'm looking at this and I say, oh, the 3-year average revenue for swim lessons is $37.85. That pool is cold at 10 in the morning. Like it is freezing. You know what I mean? And that that could deter a lot of folks from doing it because they put their kids in there like, whoa, no thanks. You know what I mean? And like that could be that could be a little better, and
I want it in for that reason because the reality of it is, and Bobby knows, those kids in late July and even into late June into early July, it's sad in this state, but it's still chilly in the morning and our lessons are early in the morning. It is a deterrent. They'll go up on U Center and do them inside, even though everyone wants to be outside. It's just the water's too cold. So thank you. I agree.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see where we land on this concession thing too, because that was an interesting number to see where we land. And I like the idea of subletting it out and going that route. I think that would be that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, Yep, I think there's potential revenue there for sure. All right. So thank you everyone for your support. I know you know how important it is, and time. I'm glad that we went through the timeline because, you know, I just don't see a better opportunity to do it with the pool being closed already. And to add to that, it's a shame that our slides were only open for 2 or 3 days last year. So, I mean, if we're not able to do anything this year, construction wise, it's going to have to be done within the next couple of years. It'll be a sad thing. So hopefully we can get consensus and pull things together and bond what we need to bond for, just what we need to bond for. And we'll be in good shape for, 20, 25 years.
Matt, the other important thing I think is to, and I'm not sure how you put a number on this, but the amount of staff time that you've been putting into getting this pool open every year and how much time you're gonna save.
It's a notation at the bottom of that business plan. It'd be easy enough for us to crunch the numbers. It takes 4 or 5 weeks with.
I mean, honestly, having seen the pool in person a couple of weeks ago, I can't imagine how you could actually put water in it right now. But
That's one, I'm glad Eric said that. That's one thing, Matt, I was going to suggest for next Tuesday night is that we invite counselors to go down and take a look. Because once you stand there and look at it and see the concrete crumbling away, you realize the extent of what needs to be fixed. And is it okay with everyone if we do this same presentation, maybe a little bit shorter next Tuesday night? Because there'll be a resolution to close the pool, and then we could take a moment at that time to say to counselors, by the way, at your next meeting, bids will be coming in. We'll be making a recommendation on who to choose. Here's a timeline. Here's an estimated budget. So if it's okay with everyone, Matt, I think we should try and do that for next Tuesday night, 10 minutes at the most.
Yeah, sure. We'll talk about just what we share. I mean, we can, I guess I wouldn't want to pull out the schematic necessarily, but we'll have it all available. Yeah, we'll talk about it. Good idea.
Yep. And we can invite people to go down and take a look.
Matt, maybe go take some pictures.
Yeah, I've got some here on my desktop. I don't think I can pull them up. All I have is
Well, you could always send it to the counselors in a separate email.
yeah.
Well, it would also
With
be
an invitation.
It'd be
With an
nice
invitation.
to pull it up on the screen as well, so people at home can see exactly what condition the pool is in.
Walking on
Yeah.
the trail, you can see it.
Right.
Hey, Matt, I'll show you how to do that. It's no problem technically.
Oh, stop. We've got some good pictures.
I'll have Joel right here beside me.
Now you're just showing off.
I know.
Yeah, with Joel here, yeah.
Yeah, but real quick while I have you, this is just because I'm going to show off a little bit. This is an overhead of what's existing. I thought I had. This is Merthyr, the way that they would do a retrofit. These are the outside of the walls. Of course, they dig all around. We get all new piping. It wouldn't just be putting lipstick on a pig. So I don't want people. It's going to be much more involved in that. This is very similar to kind of how we're set up, where our big steps come down, and they put the walls in with the stainless here. These are bonded permanently to the concrete wall. And again, the walls come with that 25-year warranty. So yeah, see all the new piping, all the new that they'll be.
I don't know if you're showing something, Matt. All I see is you.
Okay. I guess my showing off didn't really work. You got it, Mike. You got it. Okay, yeah. So we'll put something together for Tuesday night, right? For what we talked about today, but all for your support in endorsing kind of where we'd like to see the direction of this go.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to leave the meeting.
Okay, bye guys.
Bye.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.